Welcome to Draw Tip Tuesday. Here's your weekly dose of inspiration to build a creative habit, one drawing at a time. Brought to you by Sketchbook School. Hi! Does it matter what kind of colored pencil you use? It does. There are many different qualities of colored pencils. And even though you can get by with your regular set of colored pencils that you just might own, you may have bought it in the supermarket, or maybe it was a gift. Maybe it's a colored pencil set you still have from when you were a kid. Those are great to start, but you do need to get to know your colored pencils. And if you want to get more into making art with colored pencils, it is worth investing in a few colored pencils you really like. Of course, there's not one brand or one kind of colored pencil that is for everyone because everybody has their own preferences. Some people love very soft and waxy colored pencils, others like the harder kind. This all really depends on what kind of work you want to do with it. You want to layer them? You might want to avoid pencils that are very waxy because it is kind of hard to layer those, and also you will get this glossy waxy layer on top after a few layers you add it on top of each other, and then you can't add anything else. The way you use it is just something that you need to explore by yourself, and by exploring you will discover what kind of pencils you really like. Just to give you an idea of different kinds of colored pencils that there are out there, I just want to show you the differences between super cheap and quite expensive. These colored pencils are part of a souvenir set and they're very cheap. They are sort of light, the color isn't super bright, and it takes quite a bit of work to get the color down. And one other thing, the core breaks easily, it's really fragile. These are pencils designed for kids. They are not very expensive, but actually have a pretty good quality. I really like using these because they kind of slide and glide over the paper. You don't need to work hard to get the color down, and you can apply a lot of pressure for a thick layer of color. But also, with the softest touch, you get quite some color down. They come in sets of bright basic colors. If you enjoy working with colored pencils, then it is worth to invest a bit of money to get a decent set. That doesn't mean that you need to buy a whole big set of 24 or even more pencils. You can just buy them one by one. Choose the colors that you like, and I would recommend to get maybe a basic red, green, blue, yellow, orange, and a violet. Like you would when you buy a starter set of paint. Those basic colors will get you a long way. The ones I showed you just now are all wax-based pencils. These are oil-based colored pencils. They feel kind of waxy, soft to the touch when you draw with them, and it feels a little bit different than using the wax-based ones. If you add a lot of pressure, you get this thick layer of color, kind of like those thick kids' pencils. Then there's the whole world of water-soluble pencils. You can use them as regular colored pencils, but when you add water, the pigment is activated and you can paint parts of your drawing. You can also draw in the wet surface for a thick, juicy line, or wet the tip of your pencil with water and draw with it for yet another textural effect. So yes, it does matter what kind of colored pencil you use. You probably have a set of colored pencils already. Start with those. Make some swatches, applying little pressure, a lot of pressure, and something in between. Layer them and see how many layers you can use on top of each other before that glossy, waxy layer starts to show. Take notes and you will know what you like about them and what you don't like. Then when you feel you need to expand your collection, you know what to look for when you go to the art supply shop. Usually you can test the pencils in the shop, so then you know what you'll be buying and you know if the pencil is waxy or hard and if the colors are bright enough for your taste. Start with the basics, the primaries, red, yellow and blue, and the secondary colors green, violet and orange. The more you use colored pencils, the more you will discover about them and about how you can apply them in your sketchbook. I will warn you, once you get into them, you will want more and more of them, because colored pencils are so fun. To learn the many approaches to use this fantastic, versatile and flexible tool, join the Colored Pencil course at sketchbookschool.com.